myself, Kalpadrum scientist Lalit from Ujon Better Living, privileged to introduce Dr. Radhe. Dr. Radhe hails from Palghat in Kerala state and was brought up in traditional South Indian life. A devout follower of Adi Shankar, Ramakrishna Paramhans and Raman Maharshi. He left India in 1968 after his postgraduate in chemical engineering from IIT Bombay. In the US, he completed his PhD, served as a professor in university, and in 1978 joined Oak Ridge, NASA, Tennessee, USA, national laboratories, and is involved in multidisciplinary research and development for human biological science, energy, environmental, space and atomic weapons, NASA. In 1982 April, he met Mr. A.M. Patel, spiritual enlightened scientist in Oak Ridge, Mr. Vasant Patel's home. Thereafter, his entire life and his family life took a new and blissful turn, filled with understanding and meaning of human life and purpose. He is here to share his personal experience. Currently, he is involved to spread holistic science from Holistic Science Research Center from Surat, India, as well from USA. Dr. Radhe, please bless the students and share your experience. Dr. Radhe, thank you.
Jai Sachidanand. I am very honored to see so many young people. Oh, okay. Can you all hear me? Yes. Okay, good. I'm very happy and pleased to be here amongst all great future leaders of the world. We have a very good example in India. Of course, I am a US citizen, but we have a very good example in India how a man who was working in a tea stall has become the Prime Minister of this country. So give him a big hand. No, I can take questions there. Okay. I'll try to speak in English and give you some Hindi too. But whenever you don't understand anything, keep the question and I'll answer the question. I have all the time for you. And have you all had lunch? You're not hungry? Okay. You are not too filled so that you won't go to sleep, will you? Okay. I'll try to keep you awake. Okay. Why I'm here, you'll all be worried what this man has done in his life. Correct? Everybody, who is this person? What is he going to tell us? I am here to tell you who you are. Understand? And the first way to start, somebody introduced me as a scientist in space. What is the thing that is most simple thing for me or you or for you? We all need space to live, right? Very common. Without space, you can't live. You can't stand. You need space. Everywhere you need space, 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 space. What is the quality of space? Do you know? What is the property of space? Space accommodates everybody. It doesn't say I don't have space. You say I don't have space, but space doesn't say I don't have space. Right?
Yes.
So the scientist said, space is vast. It's not saying don't come. It's we don't go. Space is there, welcoming us. So everything starts with right understanding. Whether it is your daily living. So first is you have to know your address. Supposing I want to send money to my son in London. He lives in London. What do? Do I take the money and go and hand it over to him? No. I go to the post office and tell the or Western Union, as we call it, I want to send some money to my son. So he says, please, beso, that's what he says, beso. A form bardo, okay? Fill out the form. And he says, make sure you put the correct address. Make sure you put correct zip code. Make sure you put good street name. Huh? If you scratch something, no, write again. Put it correctly. So you fill out the form. Then you give the money. Then what do? You go home. Then you get a call from your son. Papa, I got my money. Thank you. Kabhi thank you bhi nahi aata hai, but koi baat nahi. So now how did he get the money? Did you physically take it? No. You gave it to the postmaster. Did he take the money? No. How did it reach there? That address. That correct address. So do you ever think, what is my correct address? Any of you? You say, what is your name? Louder. Om. What is yours? Okay. So everybody's got all. My name is Krishna. Okay. Now that's your name. Everybody has got a name. Do you know who you are? No, I am Om. What my parents' name is this. My father's name. But who you are? And then you say, my grandfather is there, or I'm an engineer I'm a principal in this school. So you say everything about your profession, about your grandfather, about your wife, because I shouldn't talk now about your wife. You just talk about yourself. So you say all these things. But then the guy says, but who are you? Who's saying all this? Then you don't have an answer. You say, I don't know. I don't know. This example is how you should approach the entire education, your entire education. That there are many components to human life. As human beings, I think you shorted it out. You shorted it, right?
No. I was trying to.
Okay. So when you look at space, the sun is so.
The wireless mic, that's why, sir.
So I'll try to speak louder.
One second. Cordless mic.
So the sun is million miles away, maybe several million miles. The stars we see are several million miles away, and light travels at the speed of 180 centimeters per second, which is a phenomenal speed. But who is the person who's coming out with these facts? It is the human mind. It is your mind. Nobody has gone to the sun. Nobody has gone to all the planets. We have gone to the moon. I remember the day we landed on the moon. We were all watching in our laboratory how the landing was taking place. Very precise moon landing. Now I saw Mars landing. Okay? These are the closest planets. Which is the farthest planet? It is Saturn. Saturn is the farthest planet. So all these things you see in space, very far away, but your mind can reach it. Einstein's mind could reach it. So, I'm here to tell you that you can do anything you want in your life. You have to decide. Right now you have to decide. In this school, you want to be a scientist, he wants to be a doctor, you want to be, no problem. But the decision should be very firm. You can change your decision, but at some point you have to become firm. And the best time to do it is by 12th grade. You should know what you want to do. I have a son, his name is Ram, and we are more friends. I am a very friendly person. My son tells me that I'm friendly. Vasantai knows that. I like friends. I think friends are the most important people in your life. Okay, because they always, if you're a good friend, you'll always guide your friend properly. You will not improperly guide him. And you will always help him. And you should develop this friendship here in this school, amongst yourself. So I asked him, what are you going to 12th grade? He's got good marks. All the time he said, I want to be an orthopedic surgeon, because his mother is a gynecologist. So he said, I want to go medicine. I said, fine. Nobody wanted to go science in my house, unfortunately. My daughter went for political science, all that. My son said medicine, mother's side. I said, okay. Nobody was interested in math. My daughter hated mathematics, you know. And I said, okay, but she has got strength. Just because I'm a mathematician, it doesn't mean she has to be a man. Because she said, I asked her why, Dad, math is too complicated, you know? And they don't give you an answer immediately. They always bring all this there. And she's right. What is 2 plus 2? 4. The same question if you ask a mathematician and a physicist and an engineer, the same question, 2 plus 2. The engineer will say 4. Isme kya hai? 2 plus 2 is 4. Physicist will say it's 3.999999 because he doesn't use, he uses slide rule. Okay. If you ask a mathematician, he'd say, I know there is a solution, it's very unique, but I'll tell you tomorrow. I'm working on it. You see, the same question, how they look at the problem. They look at it, all are right, all 3 people are correct. You need the mathematician too. Sometimes 2 plus 2 is not straightforward, you know. It's not 4. So what we call in science, there's a gray area there, okay? So all these things are telling you only one thing, that the human development is the most important development. And that is the purpose of human life. You can train a dog to do certain things, but the dog cannot think for itself, correct? It cannot think. It only can follow what you tell it. So, entire burden comes on human beings. Why? Because they are the only people who can think. But who is this person who made him think? You know? So, we say, how did I get this thinking faculty? Now, you're going beyond science. No scientist can tell you why we have this body. Tell me why we have, I asked Dada Bhagwan, I said, who designed the human being? Why we have 2 ears, 2 nose? Do you know the answer? Does anybody here know the answer? Why we have 2 eyes, 2 ears, long legs and everything? Somebody should have known this design, right? Simply you can't become like this. Because somebody said, that is the way the universe is. Universe is the shape of the human being. This NASA scientists don't know. But Dada Bhagwan told me, and he gave me proof. And when you look at the globe, you have the North Pole and you have the South Pole. And you have the equator, right? Then you have the Tropic of Cancer. Then you have the Tropic of Capricorn. Okay? The sun, the earth does not rotate in this fashion. It's elliptical. Okay? It's elliptical, meaning its axis is tilted. It is tilted like this, and it is moving like this. So that is why in the northern time, they call it, what do you call this? In Sanskrit, they do this. We call it the January 13, Uttarayan, so all this thing, different time zones. In the winter, in the North Pole, there is no sunlight. They get only for 2 hours. In the South Pole, in Africa, they will get it because they're closer. And the scientist says, okay, so if you look at the magnetic force, the Earth is spinning at the same speed, but its reflection what causes the eclipse. Okay? So when you look at how we are made flexible. We got 2 hands, two legs. So the design of the universe and the design of the human being is identical. So how does universe is? You can say, yes, it has got a North Pole, it has got a South Pole, it has got equator, it has got traffic of Cancer, and there's trillions of biological reaction taking place in your systems. Trillions. Okay, we can't count. DNAs, RNAs, this. So, I come to the spiritual part of it. The spiritual part of it, we have to know that we are not just mind, body, and speech. How do we communicate? How do you get knowledge in this world? Only 2 ways. By word and by seeing. Correct? If you say nothing, you don't know anything. But if you say, oh, see it, look at him. Oh, you look at him. Oh, he's there. But before you say he's there, you have to be here. If you are not here, you can't see him. So you should know your own presence. You are here, you are there in the world till you die, everywhere, all the time. That is your permanent address. Now you got it? Your permanent address is your very existence. If you are not there, nothing else is there. Period. The great man said, I am, therefore I am. And Nisargadatta Maharaj said, being, B-E-I-N-G, but not one word, B-E-I-N-G. You being. Your present, ing means present, be means there, hazir, presence. Why this concept is important? I'll tell you. Early on, we said, life travels in a magnetic, cyclic way, okay? Like this. And electromagnetic forces are there in the universe, gravitational, electromagnetic forces. Then a smart guy came up and said, but that doesn't explain everything, light. So he said, light travels as photons, quantity. Which means, think about this. Many of you are probably better thinkers. I'm old right now, my cells are dying, but you can think about it. If I see a tree, I told you 2 things. You exist. Without your presence, the tree does not exist. Number 1. Number 2, only when your eyes, light falls on it, the tree comes up. What we said, the tree was already there, but doesn't matter. Until the light wave goes and hits the tree, only then the tree comes up. So everything you see in this universe starts from you. And yet, in entire life, we don't find out who you are. And this was bothering me, because I read all this in scriptures, in science also. We get, who is this person? Who's this mind? We sleep with a problem, we don't get answer, and suddenly one day we get the answer. Oh, I found the answer. Scientists always get answer like that. That's called revelation. Okay? There is no discovery. You will see a lot of Discovery Channel. No discovery. It is already existing in your computer. You just found it within yourself. See? But that doesn't mean Discovery Channel is not there. They are trying to give you some information. You get only information in school, in your home. You get only information. Wisdom and knowledge has to come from you. Because you have to take that information and see which is correct, which is not correct. Today they are doing artificial intelligence. You cannot create intelligence. Can you create intelligence? If we can, it will be a disaster. And that is why the US government is spending billions of dollars on cyber security. They created it, they thought it is good. I was one of the first researchers in the United States to come up with what we call pattern recognition for artificial intelligence. It is simple. In my thesis work, I said, there's too much of data. If you go to any bank, too much of data. And we used to store this data in book, and put a thread on it, and all the shelf is all books, paper, and collecting dust. But we want to see it. Now, is there something in this data that we can make it compact? So the idea came to me, they said, there is a fingerprint people do. Everybody's fingerprint is different, correct? Yes. So if you give a fingerprint, that guy knows who it is. If he has the address, if it is stored. So why don't we take this data and create fingerprints of this data? Okay? And we came up with mathematics. Like you see things in 2 dimensions. I'm seeing in 3 dimensions. There's an X, Y, Z. I see the 3 dimensions. But there are other dimensions in space. 4th dimension, 5th dimension, 6th dimension, which we cannot see, but we can only visualize. So this was what the mathematician does. He creates different dimensions. So if you put this paper like this, okay, you can see, he can see it, but he cannot see it from there. Okay? If you show it this way, he can see it, you cannot see it. But if you show it in some dimension, everybody can see it. That's what we call 360 degrees. See? So you see it in certain angle, you see it limited. So all these saints, Maharaj, they didn't go to any school. Dada A.M. Patel didn't go to any school. He's probably high school failed. But he had this thing, and I noticed he could see everything. I said, how do you know this? You have not gone and I said, you have not done any research on space, nothing. But he said exactly what the time is, what centigrade means. He asked me a simple question. Why is your human temperature 98.4? Normal temperature is 98.4. Why it's not 98.5? But we all run around saying my normal temperature. Doctor also says temperature is normal. So you have to start thinking, in this age you have to start thinking these questions. And the answer, Mother Nature will give you the answer. It's waiting to give you an answer. Mother Nature is your best teacher. Okay? You go to Oxford, you see the apple is falling. Every day people are walking by apple, but only one man, Isaac Newton, said, what is going on here? Why is it falling? He came up with law of gravitation. So imagine how many of you, 300 people, if each one of you discovers something, how will the world be? Can you imagine? That's why I'm here. If you come with some discovery, you come with everybody, small discovery. And you know what? Why I lived in America, it's a great country, very great country. Everybody will invent something. Whether it's kitchen stuff, or cleaning stuff, or this stuff. Every day on TV I'll find. This is, you buy this, call this 800 number, $12, we'll do this, magic this, magic this, magic. They're constantly magic. You don't have to be a physicist to make life easy for people. You can be anything, but you can make life for human being comfortable and easy. That should be the goal of education. How can I make a difference to this world? You may come up with so many things, In India they call it jugaad. Come up with some jugaad. See, when Manmohan Singh, I was told in the US Embassy one time that Bush, when Manmohan Singh was talking, and when Bush was in his office, the fan did not work. So then the electrician was called later. And how did he figure? Oh, we have some jugaad, he said, Manmohan. So when he came to US, I was told this, okay? Some American in the embassy told me. Iraq war was going on. So Manmohan Singh was given a state dinner by this. So he said, Manmohan, I need to fix this Iraq war. Can you send some jugaad for me? We are all one. Not American, I'm Indian, this. Forget about it. Whoever told you that, don't listen to that. We are humans. You should be proud we are human. God has given us such Mother Nature, such potential. I have worked and I've seen what the mind can do. My goodness. When the atomic bomb was exploded, Oppenheimer said, this is he quoted Mahabharata, the Gita. He said, this is Vishwarup of Vishnu. A huge cloud. He saw all dimensions in it. Such destructive force of the atom, Paramanu, yeah? Such destructive force. That much potential is within me. But you have to channel it. Do you know how many minerals are there under the ocean? If you think we have diamond in Surat, you know how much diamond we have under the ocean? There are mountains. Mountains. We have not even touched the ocean surface. Not touched. Instead, we are dumping garbage in the ocean, plastic. It has become a huge problem now. They want India to take it. China said no to America. Generate, create. Never destroy Mother Nature. Never. If you find some garbage on the road, pick it up. Pick it up. Whether you're a scientist or a prophet, pick it up. Put it in a place. This is Mother Earth. Never destroy it. You don't need to do climate change, scientists. You can start at that level. The feeling for Earth is so important. We have totally destroyed the planet. Totally destroyed the planet. And the blame goes very much to America. Very much. They produce 60 to 70% of the GDP we produce. Okay, so you need to use energy, but we have overused it. No question about it. We have lights at middle of the night, and people are playing softball at 12 o'clock at night. Full lights. I come to Bombay, they have a marriage, full lights. Why? Do you know what energy is? One quantum of energy is? You have no idea. You flip the switch, you think it is. So many electrons are passing through that copper channel, copper wire, conductor. Okay? That copper is mined in Chile, in South America. It is purified in another place, another place. You need 99.99% of copper purity to put it in a generator, a huge generator that we work on. So when you see science, it's a marvel. You will automatically be an environmentalist. You don't need somebody need to tell you do this. You can start at the same level. I use a small piece of soap, I keep it all the time till it's over. I don't go and buy anything. See, I don't have any money in my pocket because my money is my heart, is my dada. You don't need money. Oh, what do you want to do? I want to earn money. This driver was asking me yesterday, can I go to Dubai? I said, you're 22 years old. Do you want to drive a taxi all your life? Stupid. He's an intelligent guy. I said, stay in India, find a craft, be a welder, be a technician. So many professions are there. Why should he be only a scientist and engineer? Go to vocational school. Do you know the amount of purity that is required in a gram of plutonium, 1 gram? And it will blow up this entire city. Entire city will go. It's 99.999% U-235. It has to be that pure. And that has to be made into a pellet to send it in space. You know who does that in the United States? People with high school degree. They're called millwrights in my town. That man retires, they still call him. Because you know what he told me? That's my wife. That machine is my wife. I've been married for 70 years. And the biggest boss will come and say, if there's a problem, call him. Because he takes ownership of that machine. We say, Al, come and fix it. It will talk to him. Right? That pride is what America is. They take pride. This is my machine. This is my school. Not, I'm going to school. This is my school. I want the name of the school to be number one. I want the name of the school to be good in athletics. So, you have to go to the principal and tell him, we want a playground, we want this, we want that. I asked one priest's small son yesterday, he came to my room, I gave him candy. What do you want to be? I want to be a cricketer. I said, sportsman is very important, but you have to develop your knowledge as human being. Okay, purpose in life. So let me now tell you what the message is. Now I've given you a lot of background. Are you all understanding what I'm saying?
Yes.
Are you clear who you are now? Why it is important to know who you are? B-E-hyphen-I-N-G. Without B, there is no ing, no hing, no, not hing. Hing. So, unless I am present, so say how important I am. Nothing happens without my presence. We say, no, that is ego. But the truth is, if you are not present, there is no world. Okay. So, purpose of life is to develop your own identity. You have different hats. See, I'm wearing this shirt, you're wearing that shirt, you're wearing jacket, we all wear different, we all have different names, no problem. But there's some common thread in all of us, okay? You have same biological process. Except same mind, you have same biological process. You eat food, goes through the same thing. Alimentary canal, that goes through the intestines, and that is all clear. That is the biological portion. So we are a biological entity, then we are an intellectual, developed intellectual. We know. Why we want to know? Because every man, every human being wants to know. Ye kya hai? Ye kya hai? Even the guy on the road, he wants to know. And he knows he's something. Even if you call him something, he says, I exist. Even a mad person will say, I exist. He knows he exists. You don't go walking around and say, I'm Krishna. Do you? So, know thyself. That was number 2. And I'll teach you how to know thyself, what little I learned. So, purpose is important. That there is a purpose beyond biological to know your real identity, to feel that you are all the time present, all the time. Now, what do I do when I go to sleep? You are present then also. Because if you are not present, if I go to sleep as Dr. Krishnan, I don't wake up in the morning and say I'm John or something. I still know I'm Krishnan, right? When you wake up, you know who you are without even going to. So who's telling you who you are all the time? There's something inside you. Understand? That is called the soul, Atma. That is common to every living creature, from the highest person, and that is God. Now you understand. Now you see everybody in that perspective. Who is he? He is this. But no, he's God. Because that's the only thing we both have in common. Without that he cannot be, without that I cannot be. Kya ho gaya? See how Mother Nature is clever. Huh? He put all of us in the same category. But what did it do though? It gave different packing. Gift wrap होता है ना, थोड़ा थोड़ा ribbon लगाता है इसमें, तो सब gift wrap है, हम सब gift wrap. All of us are gift wrap. But I'm very happy because I'm the soul. And why? My potential. I can think of anything, I can do anything. Nobody prevents you from doing it. Of course, your principal will tell you, your teacher will tell you. That is not called freedom. That is called licentiousness. You can't say, I want freedom and go in Surat with a red light. They stop you, right? So life we have laws, character, all this comes in that compartment. But soul is concerned, everybody is the same. And what should you do for the soul? You should always be aware that I am soul. And you should not hurt anything. No negative, anything. That is what the soul is. How do you know soul is there in a calf, in a cow? Have you seen? The cow is there, calf is there. In the evening, the calf is there, mother is looking all over the place. Where is my calf? Then it will go and it will lick like that with the calf. That is the property of the soul. That is not science, it is soul. Usko bolte hain prem. That is the prem. And that is how I have. I have prem for you, not anything else. I have prem. Because that's my quality. वो मेरा स्वभाव है. It is my स्वभाव. But I forget it. Because I'm so involved in going to space, in going here, going there. If you have glasses in your ears, in your eyes, and then you go, where is my glasses? And somebody says, hey, you're wearing your glasses. Why are you looking? See, Ramakrishna Paramahansa said, one man wanted to smoke. So he was carrying his lantern and saying, give me light, give me light. So that boatwala said, your light, you have lanterns lighted. You have it in you, but you search outside. Religion says, I say, okay. But first search within you. So that's the purpose of life. Now I'll give you some questions. I'll take some questions if you have.
We have 10 minutes for question answer.
Yeah. May I have some water, please? With your permission?
Question answer. Sir, teacher, audience.
Okay, questions? I don't say I don't have any questions because I know I created a lot of questions in you. And if you have anything, if you have something and time out of time, I'll talk to my person by and we'll make some arrangements for you so that your questions should be answered. When you walk out of this door, you should know who you are, why you are, and how you should conduct yourself in the school and in your profession. That's my goal. My prayer is that.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Actually, I have two, but the first thing is, how do you approach a problem? You must have solved like thousands of problems, but I want to know how do you do it?
How to approach
do you do what you do?
Okay.
Yeah.
You mean in anything generally?
Yeah, in
Okay.
general, how you solve problems and how you
Okay. See, one of the things is, problem starts, as we say in our profession, when you come across a situation where you are not able to go beyond, where you are not able to make a decision, a common decision. You don't have an answer for something, whether it is in your real life or professional life or anything. Everybody goes through a stage when you have, this is not working.
Volume.
Is it, can you hear? Okay. Please enough. Beso. So, correct, beso, no? Yeah. So, the idea behind is, first understand, when you have a problem, the problem comes with a solution. You are only searching for the solution. Every problem has got a solution built into it. Cause and effect are tied together. What the scientist wants to do is he wants to separate the cause and effect. So the solution to the problem is not to say that that I don't know. Your first should be that the solution exists. Now the second step, if it exists, there are three ways to do it. One, you approach somebody who's got knowledge or wisdom. That's a common approach. You go to school. Nowadays you go to Google, right? I mean, that guy knows everything. So you go use it. I'm not a big fan of it, but I'm just telling you. So you go seek help, okay? Which you should do. But the question is, where do you go for help? You don't want to go to somebody who will create another problem for you. That's what we find in science. So we do not approach a problem when we say, I have a mathematical equation. We don't go and advertise it, that we have this solution. We don't tell anybody this is a problem, because first we have to think about it ourselves. So when you keep on thinking what happens in the human mind, it becomes very focused. The reason you didn't see that solution is because didn't put your sthita prajna. Lord Krishna says sthita prajna. That's what we use in science. That focused attention on that. Focused attention. Whether it's your emotional problem or that, then you'll find that all that is happening within you. Okay? Within you. Then what happens? You sleep with that problem. You think about that problem. When you walk, when you do, you think. You know, when I do my thinking is when I run. I run every day 5 miles, this body. Yeah. Every day. Cold, winter, every day. Person by that. My whole problem, I think everything finished. When I come back, I'm relaxed, I know. Then I go to work. Okay. So the question is, solve the problem, identify the problem, know that there is a solution that comes with that problem. And Dada Bhagwan told me that problem is within 20-mile radius, most of the problems you can find solution. And this is true because environmentally you are placed in a certain position. I told you, no, your position is very important in space. Only then that problem will come. The problem why they chose Oak Ridge or America or what this is not by accident. They don't know all the details, but Mother Nature only put certain people in certain places to solve that problem. How it brings different people together, have you ever noticed it? You know, in your own life you'll notice you want something and that morning somebody will come and say, oh, you're looking for it. Hey, how did you know? That is the grace of Mother Nature. So the trick is to be always obedient to the Mother Nature for solution, not run to the next person. Okay? So keep your mind very focused on it and be an observer. You cannot be in the experiment and also be an experimenter. You have to separate yourself. Experiment is going on in your life. What's your name? Janvi is a laboratory. A lot of experiments are going on in the mind, body, speech, everything. Watch all those experiments. But Janvi is watching it. And who's watching Janvi? The soul is watching it. But soul is doing it, but it's not taking place in the activity. In chemistry, we call it catalyst. A catalyst does not take part in the reaction. Correct? Now what you are? You are a catalyst. Okay, good. All right, next one. What's your next question?
Hello, sir. I wanted to ask about the active research fields which I could pursue after 12th, because I'm not certain about what I'm pursuing in science. So.
Okay.
Especially in America.
Now, that means your teacher has not inspired you. That's one of the things, okay? No, I'm just joking, okay? Most of the time, in a school, what happens is, it's not the teacher's fault, because the teacher is giving the same information to everybody. The problem is you. The problem is always you. I go back as a scientist because I work independently. Why you have to be? Dada Bhagwan, I asked him, he was not saying God and all. I said, how did you become God? You call him Bhagwan. What is Bhagwan? He said, no. In my childhood, he said, everybody said, ask God for this, ask God for this. So I said, why don't I become God? You see? That is called nischay. That's what scientists do. I want that. That you should have first. That you want to be successful and you want to do something good for the planet, for the earth, for the community. If you think for yourself, you will never get the solution. Believe me. Never. When we grow up, you always think about how will I succeed? How will I do? Think about it that I must be a useful product for the society. Fast. If you take my advice, today your problem is solved. The problem is we are so self-centered. Gandhiji said there's enough food for the entire planet, but there is not enough food for one greedy man. I'm amazed that this wisdom, so much of science, adhyatmic in relative in science, and the Western people are using it right, left and center. Today if you go to yoga classes, full, packed with Americans. We go to lectures, packed. They want to know, because they have come to the point where life is meaningless now. You have 5 cars, you have this, you have this, nothing. So your purpose and thing should be, I should do something for the community. I should do something for this world. I should do something in science that will make life better, whether it is cancer, whether it is, only those people will succeed. Take Bezos. Take this company that is the richest man in the world. Okay? Amazon. What friend? Forget about his billions of dollars. How much he has made life easier for people. Look at Microsoft. How much he has made life. You want to target at that level, that my life and my body should be used only for this. Then your profession is automatically, wherever you go, the gates will open. Gates will open. Take my word for it, you'll never fail. But the moment you say, I want something, Mother Nature will say, okay, wait in the line. Then only all this karma and all this comes. Don't believe in all that. Believe in yourself that I want to do something for this mother earth, for this country, anybody. But it should be for the Jagat Kalyan, not for you. No. Money will come, you'll have all the comforts. You know. But purpose in life is very important. This is the stage. At 12th grade, you have to make an important thing. You have to do this. You have to serve in the country. See, when I went to United States, the Vietnam War was going on. Vietnam War. Okay? In 1968. First thing, I got all the green card, no problem. I had to go and register. My number was 100 and something. That means I could be called to go and fight in Vietnam. My father never told me come back to India. No, he said if you have to do it, do it. I tell my son the same thing. You know, if you go to Vietnam, you're going to die. I mean, does Vietnam decide when you're going to die? Can anybody know when they're going to die? But the country is calling for it. The community is calling for it. That is how. Somebody asked, Birla asked Gandhiji, how did I want to write about your greatness? And Gandhiji was, I'm a very, very fond of Gandhiji, very simple man. He said, why are you asking my greatness? No, I want to write book. He said, no, wait. Then the answer he gave, he said, greatness of the man comes only after his death, not when he's living.
Yes.
Remember these words. After death only you become great. Your legacy is after the death, not when you're living. When you're living, you should not even think about it. You should keep on doing the work. Yeah. That's the next question.
So,
Yeah.
my question is that how can we, the students, distribute ourselves in materialistic things and spiritual things?
Okay.
Because the most important question today is, see, everyone is there to motivate us. Everyone is there to tell us what to do. But no one is there to tell us how to combine both of them.
Okay.
Great.
So the question is, the same question I asked, a month ago to Karna Dadaji, who was in my home. I said, when we talk of spirituality, like Adhyatmik, like you're talking, normal answer, parents will give you, somebody will give, they will tell you do this, read, recite Gita, which they do as part of their living. But when you ask them this question, they'll say, wo to badi log ki baat hai. I mean, it's now you concentrate on your studies and everything, So they don't give enough importance. Why they don't give enough importance? The root cause is because they have not understood what spirituality is. Okay? Be careful. Spirituality doesn't mean that it has to be separate from materialistic things. All the qualities of spirituality is reflected in your living. In living itself is spiritual living, human living, which is the second topic I'm going to talk about, natural living. It should not be a degree that you go and get in spirituality. It should be part of your life. Because I told you, you're a biological person, you're an intellectual person, you're a spiritual person. Okay? All three things are integrated in you. Unless you're spiritual, you won't ask me this question. If you're not spiritual, you have not thought about it, you will not ask me this question. But you're interested in it. So, everybody wants to know the soul. Everybody wants to know God. Everybody wants to know spirituality. But for that also you require effort. Effort in the sense not going to Kriya, do this. Effort sense is internal internal, what I would call introspection. That you already are. The kingdom of heaven is within you. That's what the Bible says. Okay? The kingdom of heaven is within you. So where are you going to find the heaven? Up there? Up there, I can guarantee you there's nothing there. There's nothing. There's only empty space. And there's no gravitation. If they let you loose, you'll be flying there. That's it. You go in a plane and you see what it is. It's an empty space. Would you want to live in an empty space like that? No. You're very happy in Surat with all these people right now. Right? Yes. Why you want to live in an empty space in Alaska and there's no human being there? Try to live one day. Go for meditation. Have you gone to that Vipassana yoga? People say you cannot talk one day. 1 minute you can't be without talking. Because we think talking is only this way. You're constantly talking inside. The talk is inside, not what comes out. The one what comes out is an answer to a reaction that is taking place inside. So the fact is, as long as you think spiritual development and material development cannot go together, you will not succeed. You should think that they have to go together. So what do? You should always live in the present. Okay? Live in moment to moment. Constantly, what is your name? Nishan. Ishan. Constantly go Ishan. From one day to morning to evening, which I have done. Don't tell anybody you're doing this experiment. Morning you get up, okay? In evening you go to bed. Think about everything you do, how you talk, how you interact. At that present moment, then you will see, my God, in this one day, it's not that I finished my homework, no. See your emotions, see your reactions, how you interacted with other people, what was your speech, and don't have any opinions about it. Aisa nahi karne ka tha. That is called self-pity. You don't want self-pity. You want to see Nishan as Nishan. Nishan is your neighbor. Nishan. Ishan, you're not supposed, will you go and put garbage in your neighbor's yard? No, you won't put, right? You won't take garbage and put it in your neighbor's yard. So don't take Ishan to task. Why you're thinking like this, why you're thought. Just watch. Then you'll understand that those are all self-programmed things that are happening. Self-programmed. And you don't need to do any effort to stop it or to continue it. But you are constantly in your observation. So, just like a cloud, they will come and they will go. They will come and they will go. They will come and they go. Okay? Like watching a movie. So, develop this quest within you. So now you're living spiritually. Okay? Because you'll say, I should not have hurt that man. I should not have spoken like that to him. Okay? So it will start with him, and then finally it will end with you. Okay? Alright, I have to move on. Anything more we can talk later. Alright, anything else? Anybody? Yes.
Sir, your average students want to be successful in their life in any of the field, including me also. I also want to be successful in the life. I also want that my parents will be happy after seeing my all of this success. But the most important thing that is chasing me, and on the other hand, that is stopping me from the inside, that is the fear the fear of failure and the fear of success.
Yeah.
I mean, not success, but the fear of competition.
Yeah.
So please guide me that how can I remove this fear of failure. I don't know about the other students, but I know of myself that yes, this particular thing is stopping me to go to chase that particular goal.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Do you know, you asked a very, very good question. And thank you for that. Fear is the major driver of human existence. We all have, it is a natural quality. Do you ever see an animal when it is crossing in front of you, a cow or something, worrying about death? It takes its own time and crosses. When you see a squirrel passing, it just jumps and goes. You never think of that. It is made that way. It is God's self-protection from Mother Nature. Why? Because it was not given intelligence. It does not use that. Get rid of that first thing, your intelligence. That fear will start with that intelligence. I will fail. Shanka, not Shanka, even I know that in Gujarat, doubt. Doubt. Worst enemy of human being, doubt. Immediately you turn off the light bulb of the soul, prakash of the soul. Switch it off. Doubt. I won't succeed. What will happen to me? The world has been going on regardless of you for eons and eons and eons. It will go on. Now, that's sad. You want to be successful, okay? I don't want to underestimate your question. But the root cause of fear is your intelligence. Because you want to manipulate that. You want to cross that, the easiest path. Everybody wants to take the easiest path. In science it says, nature always finds its level at the lowest level. Water cannot, you need pump to put the water up. You don't need pump to put the water down, it will come. Nature will always try to be the lowest. We call it in science entropy. We call it entropy, okay? So your fear thing, you can only overcome by your own conviction that my life, my journey is only complete at the end of the journey, not before. People ask, oh, what is my purpose in life? Okay, even this topic, I put it for convenience so that I can explain it. There is no purpose in life. You know the purpose only after you live the life, not before. Because I don't know what is coming. I don't know when I walk out of this door where Vasanbhai will take me or who will take me where. Do you know where you're going after the school? That's what Dada Bhagwan said. As why Jnani Purush is one who lives in the present all the time. All the time. That word P-R-E-S-N-T is the most important word in your life. Live in the present. Don't talk about past. Some people are doing DNA to find out their ancestors. Who my grandfather was, do I have half Irish in me, half German. So one guy asked me in America, we were jogging friends, Chris, you don't want to know your hereditary, who your parents, grandfathers. I said, you know, if you know, I'll probably shoot him, you know, for bringing me in this world. Right? क्यों उसको मेरे को ऐसा जन्म दिया? You know, you say that, no? No, I'm being serious. We have such a durbuddhi, you know, we use this thing for so much of all this nonsense. Instead of thinking about space, about Surya Bhagavan, Chandra Bhagavan, you know, look at it. These people went to moon, right? And they picked up some rocks to do research. Will somebody come to your house and take the vessels and go out? It's called robbery, right? हम तो चोरी किया ना, ऊपर जाके चंद्र भगवान का सामान उठ के इधर नहीं किया। Now I have to tell this to my scientists. Now they say climate change हापना है, उधर hurricane हो रहा, क्यों नहीं होगा? वहाँ जाके तुम धूल लगाओ, ये लगाओ, वो लगाओ. What business you want to go to the moon? Because you want commercial benefit out of it. Commercial benefit. Commercial benefit, I told you, don't do that. It will automatically come. But it has to be for a positive reason. So, coming back to the fear question, first, intelligence comes with fear. All of us, what is common for human life? It is food. We all need food. Animal also need food. We need sleep. Animal also needs sleep. Okay? Sexual union. We all need procreation. To keep the human race going. We all have that, animal all that. That's it. For animal, the fourth component is not there. For human, the fear component. Okay. Okay. Very good. Okay, thank you very much. I hope
Yeah, thank you, Radha sir, for such a marvelous session we having. And he is so passionate about giving all the information, whatever knowledge he is having, he wants to pass it to the younger generation. So, thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
first we will allow our guests to go and then we will move. Just wait for a while.
I will value it and I will look at the painting and not the packing. This is packing, the soul is inside. Thank you.